This video is not like other videos. It's not a simple question and answer. We're looking into the purpose of which God made women in the first place, and the role we play in regards to men. If you've ever been curious, stick around and find out. We're going to take a look at these topics through Eve, as this is the 6th video of the Woman of the Bible series. Now Eve was the wife of Adam, who God created for him in Genesis chapter 2 verses 18 to 25. They lived together as a regular married couple until they sinned in Genesis chapter 3 verses 1 to 6, where Satan came along and lied to Eve. But before we move on, I'll go through a little bit of that passage for context. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Many of you have probably read this passage already, but skipped over an important detail that I know I have many times. If you notice, Satan went straight to Eve to tempt her first. Why didn't he go to Adam? Well, the reason was that she was the weaker one of the two. In 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7, we were told this, Likewise ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker vessel. What did Paul even mean by that? Well, from Satan's perspective, wouldn't it be easier to approach the one who was spiritually weaker of the two, so that, due to the married couple's closeness, he could use the compromised one to convince the stronger one to sin as well? Well, that's exactly what he did. But why would God intentionally create one person to be weaker than the other? How isn't that counterintuitive? Well, the reason why it isn't is because of the hierarchy. In 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verses 3 and 8 and 9, we see that the man was intentionally set above the woman. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. This is also found in Genesis chapter 2:18, where the woman was being made, where God said, It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an help meet for him, clearly indicating that one was made for the other. Therefore, since one was for the other, it would make sense for one to be spiritually weaker than the other. It just makes sense that they would fit together. If two people were of exactly the same strength, then that would just spark competition and arguments. But if one whose role is to serve is made a little lower in some ways than who she's serving, the role both are supposed to play goes along much more smoothly than if both are headstrong. But of course, I'm not saying that all women being weaker are as easily deceived as Eve. There are many women in the Bible who chose God instead of Satan, like Ruth, Mary, Esther, and others. This, therefore, means that we do not have any excuse to sin at all, as many other women did not. The reason why Eve sinned was because she was a natural person. Those who are natural were described in 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 14, where Paul said, But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. Eve did not care for spiritual things, God's purpose for her, or anything like that. She didn't even need to be blinded by feelings of love to be led astray, which was addressed by St. Paul in 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 14. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. There are many people who do the exact same thing today. They pick the principles and glamorous things of the world over what God has in store for us, which we were warned against in 1 John chapter 2 verses 15 to 17. So therefore, we should try our absolute best to be different from Eve. If we're in a marriage, for example, or about to get into one, we should add to it like Abigail, and not destroy it like Eve and Jezebel. If we support our man's faith with our beings, and be the best children of God we can be, will have a place in his kingdom on earth, according to Psalm chapter 37 verse 11. But that's the end of this video on Eve. If you have any comments or questions, put them in the comment section below. I love to see them. And if you want to support the channel, you can subscribe to the channel and like this video. Have a great day, and I'd love to see you guys back here soon.